Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome. Everybody's chatting away there in the live chat. We'll do the quick introduction, then we'll say hello. Today, we are going to cook a orzo with Parmesan and garlic cream sauce. Simple recipe. It's a Monday, don't worry. We're going to be using up the leftover orzo from our last recipe from the salad, so we use most of this up. So hopefully everybody's okay. Had a good weekend. Let's see who's here. Jason's here. Jason, Stephanie, hello, hello. Christine and Dean are here, and we made you go inside from the sun. Sorry, you can go fill up your drink and watch it on the big screen TV like Stephanie is. I made Dijon mustard to try out, and I haven't done a video of it yet, but I'm going to because it looks like it actually turned out. It called for wine, so we tried it with like a de-alcoholized wine. So I'm having a little bit of that tonight. I don't know what everybody else is having. It's okay. It's not the greatest. It's okay for cooking, I would say. Better than that. So Stephanie was trying to highlight the name. So Stephanie, it works. I believe you use the @ sign and then type in the person's user name, and it will pop up in the chat with a highlight towards them. I think it works on all the devices. I know it works on the desktop for sure. I'm not sure about. I think it just works on like if you're on the browser. Could be wrong. So you need to be on your main computer, not on your thing. And Susan's here. Hey, Susan. So easy recipe today. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining me. It's always good. Sun's actually come out here, so we're going to go for a walk after dinner. So this is a fast one. It's Monday. If you haven't checked out the channel, we went shopping on the weekend at a spice store here locally. Awesome. I was like a kid in a candy. Jason gave me a big list of spices, and I was like a kid in a candy store there looking at all the stuff. They have like, if there is a spice that existed, they have it there. If they don't have it, it doesn't exist. They even had like peppers. They had peppers, spices. They had different salts that were there. They had different stuff for drink mixes, like bitters and basically anything. And with everybody that I know, I've had a few people that are watching that have given when you see the super chat go with the lights. So I got a new toy, and I put it towards and finally got a mortar and pestle. So today, we're going to be using part of this recipe calls for black pepper, and I bought some peppercorns. We're going to grind it. We're going to grind it in here. Get to use my new kitchen toy. So welcome, and Kelsey's here. Let's do this. It is easy recipe. So Orzo Pasta. All the recipe ingredients are down in the description below. If you, Christine, yeah, I still can't find Marmite anywhere. I'm gonna have to order it online. There's nowhere in town. So all the ingredients are down below in the description, as well as the instructions. If you're coming back later, you can go down, see the recipe directions, follow along, fast forward, look at the different spots. 2 cups of orzo in the recipe. This one's a little bit different because we're gonna be kind of cooking this. It's almost kind of like a risotto, I guess would be the best way to describe how it's cooked. We're actually gonna be cooking it in stock. We've got 2 cups of vegetable broth stock. It's gonna have 2 cups of whipping cream, and we're gonna also have an onion. Small yellow onion is fine in this one. 4 cloves of garlic right there. And we're gonna grate fresh about a cup. We'll kind of adjust this a little bit less on our side so we don't like all the salt with the cheese, but roughly a cup grated of fresh Parmesan. You can up the cheese factor if you want to have more cheese, by all means. Cheese is always good. And it's got about 2 tablespoons of butter and about a tablespoon of olive oil. We're going to cook everything off in. So, and then at the end, we've got some Italian parsley. We'll chop this up. We're going to stir it in at the end, and then we'll plate it. So super simple. You could probably cook this one in about 20 minutes if you're at home and just working on this and not chatting. So welcome. And this one's vegetarian. So there we go. Let's get started here. First things first. we've got, let's put that on. There we go. Hopefully you can see me okay. We've got the pan. I think Kelsey's been there. It's a really, really neat, it's a really, really neat store. I already want to go back. I've been looking at their website, like Jason said, and there's like got lots of descriptions. There's lots of, there is some recipes to use. And I'm already picking out like stuff I want to get. We got so much stuff. If you check out after this one, if you want to go look on my channel, I did like not unboxing, but like unpacking of all the different peppers and spices. So it was pretty good. So you can check that video out too. So we're gonna put this on, heat up the pan here. You want to do this in a fair sized skillet because everything is going to be cooking in one pot. We always like the one pot recipes, and this one is definitely one pot. For the onion, we'll dice up the onion nice and small. This one calls for like a small yellow onion. You could use white onions if you have white onions for sure. It would actually also be good if you had, you wouldn't want to put it in at the very beginning, but if you wanted to just use some if you had like little chives to cut up, you could definitely put that in, stir that into the end as well as the white onion or the yellow onion. So what we're going to do, we're going to dice all the, and I'll try and catch your questions. And yeah, so for the store, they do have it all set up, like for the distancing, right, to go in. So they only allow a certain amount of like customers into the store, and then the staff. Like we had our mask on, and then the staff all have masks on, which probably isn't a bad idea anyways with doing spices. I thought of that when I was there, that if they're like dishing out hot pepper spice, it's probably actually not a bad idea to have a mask anyways. But they all had masks, limited people in the store, and then they had someone at the front counter when you walked in the door. There was a table set up with sanitizer, so you'd wash your hands when you go in, and they would kind of direct you through. If you had a lid, what you had to do is they had basically big jars of all the spices. They have some stuff that's pre-done in like pre-made, kind of comes in small. If you can, like, comes in small. These are the peppercorns in smaller bottles. But then if you want to buy bigger packages, you just give them your list, and they put it into the plastic bags for you, and they just put it together how much you want, and then they take your list and they do it all up, and then they bring it to the counter to drop it off for you. So pretty good system. I think they also do shipping locally. I know they in Canada. So Stephanie, I'm not sure about this getting to the States, but you could always check out their website. Pretty neat, and the prices were actually really weren't like, for the quality and what you get, they were good prices, like better than what you'd pay at a supermarket for spices. So for what you get. And now we'll do the garlic. So this one, we're just gonna basically peel it and give it a rough. I don't like chopping it too much, but if you give it a quick crush and then a twist, hopefully you can kind of see that. There we go. If you do a quick twist on it, it's usually easy to get the skin off it. For some reason I can't peel garlic and talk at the same time. Too much concentration. There we go. So peel that, fresh garlic. It's been crushed. We'll crush it a bit more, and then just give it a nice thin slices. Doesn't have to be too precise, but I'd like to have a nice chunky garlic in there. And we'll mix that in with the peppers in a second here, or sorry, the onions. There we are. So 4 cloves of garlic and one medium onion. And yeah, so Kelsey, good call on that one. You sent us a recipe for that, and we made it last night to test it out. It was awesome. we will definitely be doing that one live, maybe on Wednesday, because we still have the stuff. We still have most of the stuff left over. I probably need to get some different vegetables, but we can kind of make it happen. So in the pot, butter. We're gonna let it melt. Takes a second. Roughly tablespoon of oil, ish. Also known as, I guess, on the channel as gin, as people like to call it. And we just want to let that all melt together. Let that go. So as we're waiting for that, let's use our new toy. This is our new toy. I haven't used this yet. Here, let me move the cutting board over a little bit. We're gonna grind our fresh pepper as we go here. I always wanted one of these for things, and we've got some peppers to do. Make some pastes from and stuff for different recipes. So we basically bought, like, I think it was like 10 different kinds of chili pepper powders from all over the world. So we're gonna be trying that with different recipes. And actually, a friend of ours from Escapes sent us a Peruvian recipe that we're gonna try. So we'll do that on the channel as well. So there we go. This is nicer than the pepper grinder. Nice fresh pepper. If you don't have a mortar and pestle, what's a good way to grind peppercorns as well? If you need to do a bigger batch, is to do it in the if you have a coffee grinder. You do want to make sure it's cleaned out, obviously, so you don't get the coffee. But that's a good way to do it. And then obviously wash it out after you've done the pepper. So onions, garlic into the pot. And we just want to sweat these off a little bit. And yeah, it was Jessica. We'll have to invite her and show her the video once we film it. But it looked really good. It was like a potato with some peppers, the chili powder, and then like a tuna, kind of a stack, a potato. It was interesting. We'll have to try it. So this is just kind of on medium low heat. We want to just sweat these. We don't want to really brown these. We're just going to be just kind of sweating them off a little bit for a couple minutes, much like the beginning of a risotto. Really, this is kind of almost the beginning of this. So, oh, Mike's here. Hey, Mike, and JNN Travels. Well, hey, welcome to the channel. Thanks for the. I think you saw my video today. So thanks for the comment. If you have any questions, just let me know. And Mike's here. Mike made it. Good stuff. So what is everybody, as we get kind of working here, what's everybody having for dinner tonight? I don't know if anybody's following along. No one messaged me that said they were following along. If anybody is, let me know. This is already smelling good with the garlic and onions. And yeah, laksa, it was really, really good, Christine. I was really surprised how simple it was to make. It really took no time at all. So something we can do on the channel live for sure. And then you can really customize like the vegetables or protein that go in it to make it how you want it. The recipe we did, Kelsey sent over, was yeah, it is super easy to make. The one that Kelsey sent over was a vegan recipe. So it omitted, there's usually in the laksa, it's like a shrimp paste in it. But this one used, the recipe called for like crushed up nori. So I could see how that would give basically like the sea, kind of the salty ocean, I guess, taste would be the best way to describe it. We didn't have any nori, so I may have to pick some up just to give it a try to see how it changes. But we made it without it and it was still really good. So, and we made it vegan as well. So it was pretty awesome. And yeah, I don't know. My mom's not here. I guess she may be having a nap. It's an hour earlier where she is, so she might be napping. Somebody she'll check it out and catch us later, Stephanie. I don't know. I'll give her shit not watching. So those are onions. Onions are sweated off. sweating off, I guess would be the best way. And oh, Frugal Wife, hey, welcome. I think this is your first time here, so welcome to the channel. We're doing garlic parmesan orzo pasta tonight. And so 2 cups. I'm actually measuring. I don't know. Lois isn't here watching today, but I'm actually measuring this one because with this one, 2 cups, because we're actually cooking it in the pot. We need to make sure that we have the liquid right. Now, the down side about this is we only have a little bit left in the bottom of the package. So I'm going to actually throw that measurement out the window a little bit and just put a little bit in there. So there's about 2.5 cups. We're going to have to just adjust the amount of liquid that goes in there. But we can work out that. We'll add a bit more cream and a bit more of this. If we had to add a bit of water, we'll add some more water. So, and we want to just kind of saute off the orzo as well. And this is going to kind of give it a, we're not going to brown it or anything like that, but it's going to give it a nice kind of roasted little bit of a nutty flavor because it's cooking in with the butter and the oil that's in there. So it's going to kind of toast it a little bit. And I don't know if you can hear it, giving it a nice sizzle. And Stephanie, I can't believe you're actually having, I just saw the word tater tot. Tater tots and hot dogs. That's like what's almost your holiday there, right? 4th of July. That sounds like a 4th of July dinner or lunch, like barbecue lunch. Hot dogs and tater tots. I'm thinking, Christine put this in my head. We made pancakes on the weekend. Yesterday was the weekend. And I tried a good recipe for a pancake batter, and I'm thinking because July 1st is the holiday here, we'll maybe do I'll maybe do like an impromptu, no promises, but maybe do like an impromptu breakfast live stream on July 1st, which is the holiday, which is actually like this coming up in a few days here, a couple days, but we'll maybe do some pancakes for breakfast because it's a holiday. We'll see. No promises though. And I see Jason said pickles. I don't know where I'm missing something. Missing the pickles. And yeah, no, Dean, I tried, but I kind of stopped. So let's put a little bit of pepper in here because we're gonna add the stock now. We'll taste the pepper after to make sure it's right. You want to kind of keep stirring this so it doesn't burn. And we'll get the cream. You want to make sure that you're using actual whipping cream for this when you're doing cream sauces. Don't try and make it with milk because it's not going to be as good. You always want to use the one with the most fat content possible because that's what makes everything taste good. It's like the butter and the cream. So don't skimp on that part. If you're gonna have cream and cheese, you might as well do it properly. And it does smell good. So 2 cups of the stock in there. We'll probably have to add, because we added more pasta, a bit more, but it does call for 2 cups of the cream. So I'm going to start with 2 cups of cream, and then we'll adjust it with, if we have to, like so. And we'll add we're going to basically stir this in, bring it up to temperature, and basically let it simmer for 5, 6 minutes, 7 minutes till it's done. So it's basically cooking the pasta in the pot. We'll just keep an eye on this as we go. And in the meantime, what we can do is chop up our Italian parsley for on top. To have it ready, I've already washed this, and we'll just keep stirring just to make sure it does not sticking into the pot. So this dish is a good start of, this would be a nice, on its own, you're gonna have a bit more for sure. It would be good as a side though as well. So if you're cooking something else, maybe some chicken in the oven or something like that, it would be a nice side dish for your meal. If you wanted to have it, we're having it as our main dinner, but you could also, add different vegetables to this if you desired. Mushrooms would be really good. That would be really, really nice in there. It could be nice if you actually maybe roasted off or grilled off some asparagus and red peppers, some fresh vegetables to have on top after. So you could have it as a vegetarian pasta. You wouldn't want to necessarily mix the roasted peppers in there, but you could grill off some asparagus and have it on the side. That would be really nice. Basically kind of almost any vegetable I would say that you like. And unfortunately, yeah, Stephanie, there is no smell-o-vision. Oh, so Jason he does want broccoli. It's too late now because I don't have any cooked. But I wouldn't necessarily put broccoli in there as the as a vegetable. You might want to, you could do that on the side, because if you're putting broccoli in there, it's probably, once you cook it for that long, it's going to be kind of mushy. But you could, at the last minute, you could maybe stir in some spinach, would be good. If you wanted to add broccoli florets, I would cook them on the side, steam them on the side, and do it that way. So there we go. And I am going to add, I know for sure I'm going to need a bit of water or extra. I don't have stock, but I'll just use a bit of water to have on the side, just in case. So I'll put that there. So on low, we'll just cover that up 5-6 minutes because it's starting to boil. We'll check it in a couple minutes. Give it a stir. And really, the only last item to go in that is our Parmesan cheese. But what I'll do is, here we go. We got the fresh Parmesan here. We'll grate that at the last minute and stir it in, much like we would grate and finish with like a risotto at the very end, but a bit more because we're making basically a creamy cheese sauce. Yeah, we can do broccoli on the side. We'll have to put some. I can put some. So broccoli it is, I guess. We'll put some water on for broccoli. We'll steam it. So as you can see, this recipe, good starting base, and then you can kind of go from there. Put on some water for steaming. I think I actually have in the back here. Sorry, excuse me here as I turn my back to you. I have the water. Oh, that's not the right pot. But I do have a steamer dish. We'll use this for the it'll work. We'll be able to put it on top there. It'll work just as well for the broccoli when it's ready. It's so spoiled. We finally actually got broccoli. The last few times that we've done online orders, they haven't had any broccoli. So we always buy the florets already done. And so let's check that. You want to make sure you're not burning this on the bottom. So you want to, it will stick a little bit, but you want to make sure that you give it a stir so it's not burning. So with that, we're basically just cooking the pasta all in one pot. And with being cream, butter, and cheese, it's definitely, it's all low-cal, so not to worry. This is definitely a treat dinner. On low. Some of these are a bit big. Oh, kids aren't watching. I know it's summertime, Nadia, so they've got better things to do than watch cooking channels. You can always just make them sit down and watch it later. Force them. So there's some broccoli on top. Easy. Hopefully that water will boil in time. Should. Oh, you're talking about the shows. I don't even know. I don't watch all the shows. So you can see here it's getting quite thick and creamy. I'm gonna give it a quick taste, more for seasoning than for doneness at this point, because I might have to add a bit of pepper if you want to give this a bit of zip. We can add, it's going to need a bit more water. I can already tell. I'm going to add a bit more pepper to that. There we go. And then it should probably be just a few more minutes. Oh, Lisa's here. Hey, Lisa. Lisa Norman. Welcome. We're doing, Lisa, tonight we are making we had some Orzo left from the last recipe. So we used the rest of the bag of the Orzo. We're doing a Parmesan and garlic Orzo cream pasta. One pot pasta. It's already going. We've sweated. I guess is not a word. We sweat off an onion diced along with some garlic and a couple cups of veggie stock. This is a vegetarian recipe, so a couple cups of vegetable stock and a couple of cups of heavy cream are in here. And we're basically now just simmering it and cooking it until the pasta is cooked, which takes, with Orzo obviously being so small, kind of rice size, a bit bigger than rice, but takes no time at all. 6 minutes-ish. Always seems to take longer than what you say. And that's it. Oh yeah, and I don't know, Norman usually does and that sounds horrible. Yeah, yeah. Norman usually does a cooking show on Mondays too. After mine, he's usually on. I think at 7. I forget what time it is here. I think it's 8 o'clock here, 7 there. Can't remember. But he does on his channel some neat dishes sometimes. Lots of Filipino dishes, which is kind of neat to see. Different people do some different things. We're definitely a bit more like, for the most part, kind of North America. Well, we do a bit of ethnic food for sure on the channel, but for the most part it's almost kind of like North American style cooking. So this is looking good. It's nice because you get, like normally with pasta you're cooking it in the water and then you're just, you know, the water you're just dumping out, right? And this way you're cooking the pasta in the stock and the cream, so it absorbs all the good flavors into the pasta. You wouldn't really, this one wouldn't really work with a like regular other shapes of pasta, I think this recipe you really want to stick with having the orzo, just because of the shape, like the shape of it, and it really lends itself. Because I remember at the beginning when we stirred it in we stirred in the pasta raw with the onions and the garlic and all of the butter and the oil, so it gets that brown, kind of gets browned and kind of sauteed a little bit. It wouldn't be the same if it was with penne. This doesn't have the same surface area, right? So definitely this one you don't want to. We can play a little bit with the ingredients inside, but don't play with the pasta. Stick to orzo. But you can definitely add vegetables. So we're gonna add some steamed broccoli on top there at the end. And yeah, Christine, we've been talking back and forth with Christine on pancakes, and the ones we made, I shared it on the channel on the community tab. I did a picture of it, and I did like regular pancakes, cooked them in the cast iron pan with, and then on top we had maple syrup and raspberries. Not fresh they were frozen raspberries, defrosted, but they were good on top. So sweet pancakes, I guess, would be the best way. I'll do them on the holiday. They were actually really good. They were actually really good. Found a half decent recipe, and I kind of tweaked it a little bit. So I have to kind of tune in, and we'll show you what we've added. And Norm said add bacon. Yeah, Norm on his channel likes to have bacon in everything. I would love to be able to add bacon to this, but yeah, this would be good with this would be nice with bacon for sure. Yeah, at the beginning you could put it in, and you would saute off the bacon, diced up with the onions and garlic for sure. That would be nice. You could omit some of the olive oil, I would say, from the fat, but put the butter in there and just use the oil from the bacon. You could also use the same recipe, but just for the flavor of the bacon, just toss in a whole strip of bacon and saute it all in there, and then you can take it out at the last minute, or if you're lucky enough, you could have that piece to eat. This is almost ready. Let's here I'm stirring away and not showing you, but you can see it's coming together, and it's probably almost done. Wash my spoon here, and we'll get a taste, because I think it needs a touch of water, because it's still a bit. It's very close. And this should almost be ready. My broccoli is boiling away. So this is almost ready. But what we're going to stir in is let's grate some cheese in there. And yeah, so Christine, I think the last time I had bacon, I'm just going to grate the Parmesan cheese on top here. I'm going to grate some inside so it melts, and then we're going to put a bit on top for garnish. But the last time I had bacon, Christine, I really couldn't tell you. It's probably probably 8 months, 7 months. I'm sure the salt in the bacon would really probably put me on the floor. I don't think I'd be able to eat it. But we really, yeah, like Jason said, we were never big bacon. We never really bought bacon at home. The odd time we'd have it would be like if I had like a burger or something with bacon. That would be when we would have it. That's it. We're almost ready here. I just got to make sure the broccoli. I'm not going to have any broccoli on mine, but that's almost going. That's stirred in. I'm going to give it a quick taste, just to make sure the pasta's cooked. The best part about tasting for sampling, by the time you actually sit down and eat, you've had You've had a good, nice peppery. If it gets too thick, just add a bit of liquid. You don't want it too, like, you don't want it too runny because then it's just like soup. But you don't want it too, like cream sauce is too thick either because it ends up being like glue. So it's a fine line. There we go. Finish it with the parsley. Like so. Nice colorful dinner. Another vegetable that would be nice in here as well for the color, but for the taste would be if you had like some peas. Put some frozen peas in there, and they would cook like they would just be ready to go. So let's just cover that up. Check my broccoli, or Jason's broccoli is ready. So I'll leave that for him, and we'll get this one on a plate for us, and we'll taste it. And I'll get back to your questions here. Sorry about that. Bacon. Yeah, bacon. Everybody likes bacon. Thumbs up for bacon, I guess, would be the best thing. And turkey bacon, yeah. Turkey bacon they have in the Starbucks sandwiches. Those were always tasty. I think that's probably the last time I had bacon, Nadia. It was probably those Starbucks breakfast sandwiches, those with the turkey bacon. That is probably, I mean, it's not official bacon, but that would be the last time I had bacon. Probably. I think. So that looks pretty good. What do you guys think? So bet you can't smell. Smell it. So we'll put that into a bowl. And there's lots here. I'll just spoon a little bit up for myself to eat. And like so. And Nadia says it looks good. I'd eat it. Yeah. So far, so good. Let's put a bit of cheese on top. Like so. And if you do like more pepper, definitely put some more pepper on there. I'm a pepper lover. You could spice this up with a little dash of cayenne pepper. Would be probably nice on there as well. Give it a bit of zip. Perfect if you have a baguette. Make up some. Put a bit of garlic bread in the oven. I didn't do that. And that's basically, that is it. That's our orzo with, I gotta show a better picture of this here. Hold on. That's our orzo with garlic and Parmesan cream sauce. So pretty good. Smells good, looks tasty. Let's give it a taste. And Susan, yeah, it would be good with a salad. It would be definitely tasty. So let's give this a try, and then we'll sign off. No, it's got enough. You know what, Christine? You actually don't need a ton of cheese, because the cream, like if you're using whipped cream, it's really rich already. So you actually don't need a ton of cheese. Instead of parsley, you could also put a bit of basil in there as well. You don't want a ton. You don't want to really overpower it, because it's nice with it is nice with the cream, and yeah. But another thing. There we go. Well, we've got a nice sized pot, so I'm gonna have a lot. I'm gonna have a lot of this. It's so good. It's gonna be gone in about 5 minutes here. Jason's already circling around. You probably saw his reflection in the mirror, but super yummy meal. And as you can see, there is literally there's no mess. This is the only pot we've gotten dirty. There is a plate which I had the prep vegetables on, and the cheese grater. So it is super simple. Good Monday meal, good Wednesday meal, good Friday meal when you don't want to do a lot of dishes. One pot orzo Parmesan cream sauce. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Thanks everybody for joining me. I'm still eating, got a little piece of pasta in my teeth. I think everybody has hopefully liked the video. We've got 9 people watching. We've got 11 likes. So that's awesome. We had a few new people today at the channel, so that's kind of nice to see everybody. Hopefully, if they're still here, welcome, and hopefully you'll join us again. We do the live streams on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 5 o'clock Mountain Time. So it'll be posted on YouTube. It'll translate it to your local time when you can catch it. And we do our best to do it 3 days a week. We've been pretty consistent. So thanks for joining me. We'll be back on Wednesday for another one. And keep your eye on the channel. If you're not subscribed, subscribe already. Hit the bell. You'll get notified when I go live. And that's it. Wash your hands, everybody. Have a great Monday. And I'm going to enjoy the rest of this dinner. So thanks so much. Have a great night. And we'll see you next time. Bye.